Hello everyone and welcome to Knit Grit. My name is Cody, and in today's video I'm going to go over how to make the really cute tiny little Among Us hat for toilet paper. Basically, I put Velcro patches on mine, and I do that for all of my hats, like the egg that I made previously, the little brain slug pet. You can put that on and off with Velcro. Of course, I also have my Among Us little crewmate here, as well as the dead body and the imposter, everything else, all in a playlist down below. So you can find all the other hats that I've made linked down below in that playlist. If this is your first time seeing one of my videos, I do a lot of Amigurumi. I know I say I'm Knit Grit, but I do a lot of crocheting on this channel, probably more so than knitting, if I'm going to be real. But for today's tutorial, we are going to be doing this cute little toilet paper. It's so tiny and cute, and it's so quick. And I put Velcro on the bottom of my little work here. I usually do the soft side of the Velcro on all of my Among Us bodies, and I do the rougher part on all of the undersides of all my hats and things that I want attached. I am using just these little Velcro dots that are 1/2 inch in diameter. But basically, for today's tutorial, you're going to need some Velcro dots. I'm going to be using some fluff. Honestly, this is probably enough fluff to fill this little tiny guy. Doesn't take a lot at all. We are also going to be using Hobby Lobby yarn. I love this cotton in white. I think it's number 6, but I'm not 100% sure. I'll post it right here when I keep track of all that. I'm going to put him right here, put his little toilet paper there. We're also going to be using a darning needle. I have these amazing little scissors that I'm going to use for cutting. I'm going to put that over there and him over there, and I'm going to be using my trusty Furls crochet hook. I have an affiliate link for that down below if you'd like to get a discount code off on your Furls crochet hook. I understand they're a little pricey though, so you can use whatever crochet hook makes you happy. Whatever you have will work, as long as it is a D3 or a 3.25 millimeter crochet hook. It will work. It will do the job. I just really like my Furls crochet hook because it's ergonomic and it helps with my wrist pain because I have carpal tunnel, and it's really nice and I like how it works. Alright, so basically for this tutorial, I'm going to post a little pattern thing right here. You can take a screenshot of that. There will also be a printable PDF on Ravelry and Lovecrafts. As always, for all of my patterns, for the most part, if I can manage it, I make a little PDF that you can download and take on the go with you in case you want to do that. I'm going to move my stuff out of the way. I have a tendency to go step by step instead of stitch by stitch, as I like to say. So this will be a general pattern for how to make this. I will explain things as I go. You're going to want to be comfortable with working in the round, single crocheting, increasing, as well as BLO or back loop only stitches. I will show you how I do all of these things, but generally you're going to want to be comfortable with that. You're also probably going to notice, if you are a seasoned crocheter, you're also going to want to know how to make a slip knot. So I'm going to start out with a slip knot. You're going to notice that when I pull my thread, I'm going to show you in just a second, I go from left to right instead of right to left. You're okay to do it either way. I just learned wrong. And I like how my chains look better when I go from left to right, and I like how my stitches look better when I go from left to right. I'm dyslexic. I learn things weird, and well, that's just how I learned. But if you're going from right to left, that is also fine. This pattern will work. So I just chained 2, and I'm doing my magic ring, which I have an entire Crochet 101 playlist if you are confused by any of these terms that I'm using. All of this is explained down below, but I will try to go so that you can understand what I'm doing. We chain 2, and I'm going to work into my very first chain that I made, and I'm going to place 5 single crochet. So 1, go back inside that same chain there, 2, back inside 3, inside 4, and 5. You'll notice that the hole is really big there. We're going to pull on that very lightly. So now we're going to turn our work, and I'm going to place 2 single crochet in every single one of these stitches. I have 5 stitches, so we are going to put that up to 10 basically. I start by going into the first single crochet that I just made, and I'm going to put 1 single crochet, go back inside that same stitch, 2. We're going to go into the next stitch. I go through front loop only, For here, you can go through both loops. I just prefer how it looks when I go through the front loop only. And 2. So we are now on our 3rd stitch and placing an increase. 1 and 2. 4th stitch, 1 and 2. And 5th stitch, 1 and 2. So now we are done with our 2nd round, and we're going to go up to our 3rd round, going from 10 stitches up to 15. And the way that we do that is we're going to single crochet 1, increase, single crochet 1, increase, etc., all the way down our little row here. I also like to take my tail and I'll pull it through the last stitch of my previous round, and that will work as my stitch marker a lot of the time. So I'm going to do that right now. So we're going to go into this work right here and single crochet 1 and increase 1, same stitch 2, 1, then increase 1, same stitch 2, 1 in the next stitch after that, 1 and 2, 1, 1 and 2, and then the last increase 1, and then 1. Oops, split my yarn on that last one. 1 and 2. So now we have done all of our increases. We are now at this part of our work where we are going to be making this ridge along here. This is achieved by doing back loop only, because when you go through back loop only, you're basically leaving your front loop just kind of laying there and chilling out. I'll show you what I mean. First, I'm going to move my tail so that it's actually going through this last stitch here. Alright, we have 15 stitches on our work, and we're going to start going through the back loops only for this next round. So the way that I do that, I'm going to take my hook, and instead of going through the front loop like so, we're actually going to go through the back loop like so. And we're going to do that for the 15 stitches that are on this round. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and your work's going to want to kind of try to flip in on itself. Just kind of correct it with your fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9, 10. You notice that the ridge is being left there. I got a little piece of fluff right there. There we go. And we keep going. 12, 13, there we go. 14, and 15. All right, so now that we have our ridge, and I'm pretty happy with that. Oh wait, I missed one. This is 15, my bad. I miscounted when I lost track. There we go. All right, so now we have 15 stitches gone through the back loop only. You'll notice that we go around for 1, 2, 3, 4 more rounds with just these 15 stitches. So I'm literally going to go back doing the front loop only, and we're just going to single crochet around for 4 rounds. I'm going to leave my tail there just so I can keep track, and I'll be right back as soon as I get those stitches done. Basically, it's 60 stitches that I don't need to be tediously showing you on camera, but I'm just going to go around for 4 rounds, or a total of 60 stitches after the back loop only is done. I'll be right back as soon as that is done, and I'll show you how I finish this off. Be right back. All right, so now I want to do some decreasing, basically. I'm going to have one round where I do some fairly serious decreasing, but what I find I have a hard time with is my normal decrease. My normal decrease is to go through both loops like this. However, with this round, I want to go through back loop only, and when I do the 2 stitches through and try to single crochet them around, it's fairly difficult to do that, so I'm not going to do that. We are going to just do the typical skip a stitch. So this would be like our decrease. We go over and decrease by skipping, basically. So what I like to do for this next round is we're going to go from 15 down to 10 stitches. So we're going to single crochet through the back loop of this next stitch, 1, and then the next stitch we are going to basically skip. We're going to go over that one and go into the 3rd stitch from our hook. We're going to do that again, where we go through and single crochet 1, skip, single crochet into the next one, single crochet 1, and we're going through the back loop only for every single one of these, skip, go into the back loop of the next. And here we're getting pretty closed up. What I like to do before I close it up is to actually stuff this. It's a tiny little thing. We're going to just plop that in before it gets too, the circle gets too small for me to put anything through, basically. This should be it. My nose is stuffed up and I do not know why. I was fine this morning and now it's all stuffed up. Maybe it's just the cold because I live in Maine and it is very, very, very cold all of a sudden. It's probably temperature drop. If I sound stuffed up, that's why. All right. So that is done. We're done with stuffing. That's pretty good. We single crocheted 1, or skipped, excuse me, single crochet 1, skip, go into the next, and we're going to single crochet 1. I believe this is the last of it. Skip, and then go into the back stitch of that. So now we have, I'm going to put a little bit more stuff in right there. We're going to see if we can get that to fit. We have 10 stitches and we want to get that 10 down to 5. And how we do that is we're going to now, instead of working through the back loop only, going through the back loop only for that round made it so that it was a little bit more on par with how it looked on top. So it's even on both sides. I just like how it looks. You don't have to do it that way. I just think it gives it more shape. But what we're going to do is we're going to decrease the normal way that I usually do it in every single one of these stitches, going through the front loop only. So as my arms move against the table, I go through both loops of a stitch and then single crochet them together as if they are one stitch. We're going to do that again, go through both loops, decrease, go through both loops and decrease, both loops and decrease. So I believe that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have one more. So 1 and 2 and decrease. So now we're going to cut a decently long tail, pull that through, and just kind of squish that to how I want it. I'm going to take care of this tail first because it's already pulled through fairly far away. I don't really need it to be that big of a deal. We're going to take our darning needle and we're going to put it on our work. And we have 5 stitches remaining just chilling out here. And if you're familiar with how I do this with my Among Us guy, you take our little darning needle and go from the center of the stitch outward, like so. And we do that again for every single stitch. So all 5 of these stitches, we're going around, and this is our last one. Go around. And now that we've gone through all of them, I'm going to go through the center of our work, and I'm just going to plop that out right through the top just because I can. And we're going to pull on our tail very gently and that will pull it all together. You want a firmness where it's going to actually pull all the stitches together, but you don't want to pull it so tight that you end up ripping your yarn, because that is a heartbreaker when you finish your work and then you rip your yarn and you don't know what to do with your tail. You just don't know what to do. And I'm going to take it and pull it through at another angle just to help keep it from unraveling. And we're going to then cut our little yarn there. And now we have the base. What I like to do next is create this little like kind of flap looking thing for the toilet paper roll essentially. And where we're going to attach that is along this edge here where it's not even basically. So what I like to do is I'm going to create a decently long tail. We're going to do a little slip knot right there. And I like to, for my chaining on this piece, I like to go from right to left, a little bit opposite of what I usually do. And I'm going to chain 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to take my tail, I'm going to pull it forward and act as if it is a part of my chains right here. I am going to start working into the second chain from my hook, so the 5th chain right here, and we're going to place a single crochet inside. There. I split my yarn. Let me do that again. Again, yarn's kind of being held to the front. We're going to skip and go inside like that. And a single crochet. There we go. I didn't split it this time. I've been splitting them lately and I don't like that. Go into the next one and do a little single crochet. Kind of go into the 3rd. We're going to be doing 5 single crochets basically. 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I kind of just let my tail pull it out so it's not like just sticking out of things. And now we're going to slip stitch back inside that same 1st chain right there. And I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to take my tail and I'm going to tug it so that it's nice and hidden. We're going to create a nice long tail, basically. And I'm going to pull through like so. I'm going to, this is now hidden throughout this, so I can take my scissors and I can cut it. I like to hide it just to keep it out of the way. And what I like to do here is we're going to sew it on. So I'm going to take my darning needle. Where did I just put that? Is it hiding? It is hiding. Haha! All right. We're going to take our darning needle and we're going to basically, I have my chain edge here. I don't like how that looks as much, so I'm going to sew with my chain edge so that it's a bit more hidden. That one's the one that's active. You can go over there. Anyway, this is my top. This is my bottom. Try to distinguish and figure out where that is. And I find my ridge here. I like to try to disguise it as much as I can. So I'm going to put my work across those 2 back loop only where they join, and I like to go through both of them so that they are kind of married like that. And then I'm going to go through from the front of the loop towards the back like so. Then I'm going to go up from the bottom and towards upward. Then I'm going to take my work and again go through from the front to the back. I'm kind of angling it so that it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be completely straight, but I want to hide those little pieces so that they are a bit less obvious. And we did 5 single crochets because there are 5 rows across the space here basically. And we're going to go through every single one of those rows and going across every single one of these single crochets basically all the way up. And we're going to go up. And we're going to go up through here like so, and I'm going to go just kind of sew it that way, and I'm going to go through the bottom of that stitch, and I'm also going to kind of tug on the red, don't break please, And that will make it a bit more seamless. And now it looks pretty good. We're gonna take our tail and I'm gonna stab it through the center into the bottom, going the opposite way so that it won't get kind of wrapped up in what I was doing there. Now I can take my scissors and I'm going to cut that. And if you want to attach this so that it's permanent, you can do that. You can take it and literally just take a hot glue gun or sew it onto the top of the head. I, however, like taking Velcro. Again, I'll take a patch of one of these little dots and hot glue the fuzzy part to one of my Among Us crew, whatever one you want to do. And then I take the jaggedy edge. I make sure to put opposites on opposites, basically. So I take, it doesn't matter which side you put on whatever side, just consistently put the same side on all of your Among Us crew and the things that you want to attach things to, the receiving end versus the giving end. I don't really know how to phrase that, but basically whatever you call these two different sides. So I have the jagged edge on the big one right here, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to hot glue it on, or you can use fabric glue or any other number of things that you want to do. However you want to do it, you can sew them on. I've seen people also sew these on, so you can do that as well. However you want to do it, this is pretty much the pattern. Be sure to go down below and check out our Among Us playlist. It is a lot of fun down there, and you make lots of different things. If you have any requests, let me know down below. I'm planning on doing the dump sticker soon, and also I want to try to venture out from Among Us crew and try to do some other amigurumi soon, so stay tuned for that. I might be doing some loveys and some, I'm working on a preemie octopus right now. Those little like octopus amigurumi that you give to preemies because their little cords are similar to umbilical cords. I'm pretty excited about that. I've been talking about it on our Discord, so if you are not familiar with our Discord, there are links for that also down below. I would like to give a shout out to my Patreon supporters and for the people that are on PayPal and who do super chats. Y'all are awesome and super special, and I am very thankful for you. Again, links for everything, social media wise and otherwise, will be down below. I do have some affiliate links down there, so do be aware of that. And until next time, guys, bye!